Okay, I'm doing a video on like overall negativity towards the RV transport industry. I've touched on it before in some other videos, but just kind of want to talk about it. I'm not going to say that anybody's wrong or right. I don't think that I've been doing it long enough to really know the right answer, because it's only been about 2 months. But all I can kind of share is my experience. For anybody that's new, wanting to get into it, or maybe struggling, I definitely see people's valid points. Like some of the comments that I see oftentimes are people are just saying, you know, you're gonna run your vehicle into the ground and not have any money to show for it. You're pretty much just running for gas money, and you know, by the time you pay for gas, maintenance and stuff, you just pretty much break even. From my experience, I don't think that's the case. I'm still calculating my data, so there's potentially I could come back and say, you know what, you guys are right, like this is terrible. But so far, all I can really go off of is how much money is in my bank account and how much money's going out. And I can say that even coming through the holidays and spending more money out of my account, like transferring more to my personal account, which is how I pay myself, you know, I've upped that number just to get through the holidays and stuff from both my business and the RV transport business, because I have two separate business accounts. I'll transfer money to my personal account, which is kind of how I calculate, you know, look at my salary. So I increased the amount of money over the last couple of weeks going into my personal account, just to cover expenses and things like that. But when I look back at it, the RV transport account continues to grow, you know, and I fill up all my fuel through that. I buy all my maintenance. Any food that I buy while I'm out on the road, I will use my debit card that's tied to my RV transport business account. So really anything that should or could be tied to RV transport comes out of that account. And like I said, that even upping the amount that I'm paying myself right now, and still running loads, spending money on maintenance, things like that, it's still, that account has still continued to go up. I mean, there's money coming out obviously, but that account is growing as a savings account basically. So when I look at that, I'm making money, and I'm paying myself, and I'm still saving money. I'm still creating a buffer. That money's gonna stay in there as long as I can. I'm only gonna use it when I need it. You know, and hopefully I don't have like some super high expense maintenance item. You know, hopefully I'm not putting like a transmission or something in my truck, because then, yeah, that's gonna change numbers drastically. You know, if I can get by with the overall basic maintenance, and still be growing that account, and then and saving for potential issues when they do come up, I would call that a win. You know, people definitely have a point when they say you're depreciating your vehicle. Like you 100% are. You're putting a ton of miles on the truck. You'll never, like, if you're financing a truck and you're just making the minimum payments on that truck, you're going to be upside down no matter which way you look at it. And you could say, well, what if I just paid cash for a brand new truck because I have the money, or whatever the case might be? You still are depreciating the heck out of that truck. Like you're going to spend, let's say, $60,000 on a brand new base model diesel truck, put a couple 100,000 miles in a couple years, and that truck's worth, if you're lucky, you know, a third of what you paid for it. And if you're making like minimum payments, you're still going to owe at least 50% probably on it. So you're negative no matter which way you look at it. But you're able to write the miles off, you're able to write the depreciation off, things like that with your taxes. So I think for me to really make an educated decision, I have to run for a full year, see, you know, what I saved up, what I was able to write off, what my overall income shows, and then, you know, with the miles I put on my truck, what the value of that truck is if I were to sell it at that time, versus just to keep running it and trying to make sure I don't have a payment on it. You know, I think I owe it to the industry and I owe it to myself to do it for a year so that I can really make an educated decision on the amount of money that I'm making. As of right now, because some of the comments I see, even like in the Facebook groups, are, I really enjoy what I'm doing, but I'm not making any money. How do you guys make money? I think some of that, and then I'll see comments that are like, oh, you must work for Indiana Transport. I've never worked for them. You know, I work for a small company I'm leased on with that I make $2 a mile is what I'm paid. I had to get my own fuel savings card. I don't get reimbursed for my tolls. You know, so if Indiana Transport, let's say, from what I've seen, I've been hearing they're paying like $1.40, $1.45. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be harder to make money, especially like even with maybe they're compensating you for you know, loaded tolls, and they're probably compensating you for fuel in some way with a fuel savings card. It's probably hard to make money at like $1.40, $1.45 a mile once you factor in maintenance and fuel and all depreciation, all that. And I've said it before in many videos that I've made. This is not an industry that you're going to get rich in. Maybe if you're the owner of a company, you could potentially, you know, obviously get rich. But if you're running, you're leased on with a company, you know, you're not, the intent is not to get rich working for or leasing on with a company. So if you have that false expectation, then I think you're gonna look at it negatively. And but you gotta kind of look at it no matter where you go work. Like if you're an employee at a company, typically the intent is not to make you rich. The intent is to pay you, I wouldn't even say a livable wage, because that's dependent on the economy, that's dependent on, you know, the work that you're doing, and your lifestyle. But the intent from a company is to pay you market value for what you're doing. So, you know, whether that is like a cashier at a store or a fast food place, like you're gonna obviously make closer to, say, minimum wage, but the requirements for that job and the expectations kind of meet the pay, you know. And even, let's say you work in like manufacturing, which I've done in the past, really you're just getting paid a competitive wage for that market, and that's really all they're concerned with. So what I'm kind of getting at with that is, like, you're not going to get rich working. Most of the time, you're not going to get rich working for anybody else. You know, the people that are getting rich are typically the people that own their own company. Now, if you work in a specialized industry, or you have a specialized position or a high demand, like, you can make more money. You could set yourself up a little differently. Obviously, if you're like a CEO of a company, you're going to get, you know, now you're going to make a lot of money. But, you know, the average person working for a company, the intent is not to get rich. So I think if you come into the RV transportation industry kind of with that understanding that I'm going to make money, but I'm not going to get rich, you know, you should be probably in a better headspace with the money that you're making. But I can't deny the fact that, like, I watch a lot of YouTube channels, and you do see a lot of people come and go. I've seen a number of YouTube channels with just a handful of RV transport videos, and then you never hear from the people again. don't know. I mean, I don't know what happened to them. They could be not alive for all I know, or maybe it had nothing to do with the pay. Maybe life changed and they just can't make this lifestyle work for them. Some of the even larger, I don't want to put any names out there, so some of the larger RV transport channels, they're gone as well. So and I've also seen some of those channels, because I go back and I watch videos from years and years and years ago, and I've seen them. Oftentimes they'll switch companies that they're leased on with, and then maybe they'll say how great the company that they're with at that time is versus the previous company, and I can't deny the fact that it seems like most people get out of the industry that are on YouTube, at least. Now there's tons of drivers that I see on the road. A lot of guys probably have been doing it for a while. They don't have a YouTube channel and they just kind of truck along, and they have nice trucks and they're making money. I would say if anybody's been doing it for years, let's say 5 years or more, they've found what works for them, how they can make money, and otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. They probably wouldn't have the truck, because I don't think many people just work for fun. There's probably a few retired people that don't want to just sit around. They use this as income to pay for travel, but that can't be everybody. So like I said, this will probably be like an ongoing series that I do, I don't know, maybe monthly, maybe quarterly. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I just wanted to touch base because I do get a lot of negative comments on my videos that I try to respond as positive as I can to them, and I just want to be honest that I don't have enough time in to really make an educated guess. All I can really say, I shouldn't say educated guess, but to really put out like an educated response, I don't feel like a few months really justifies that. But all I can say is I'm enjoying it. I'm making money, that as far as I can tell. But I will continue to kind of update as the journey goes. And one thing that might happen, especially like we went through an election, we're changing political parties, maybe there'll be some more rates that go up. From what I can tell, rates are kind of low right now for the industry, so depending on how the economy changes and things like that, maybe the rates will go up, and then there'll be even more money in it. But if that ever happens, if I get like a rate increase, I'll definitely update and let people know what my rate increase is. I think I'm gonna put my email address somewhere for anybody that wants to contact me, because I don't want to put out what company I work for, but if anybody want to get in direct contact with me, we can speak a little bit more about that, and kind of go from there. I have spoke with a couple people about what company I'm leased down with, and kind of gave them the contact information for my dispatcher. So I'm open to doing that. I just don't want to put it in YouTube videos, not at this time anyways. So if you have any questions, definitely put it in the comments, or what your opinion is on the RV transport industry, put it in the comments. If you like the video, you want to see more videos like this, put that in the comments as well. But like the video, and please subscribe to the channel, as I try to put out a video pretty much daily. And also, if you think that's too much, let me know. I'm sure I'll eventually run out of things to talk about. For right now, I've been able to kind of, as I think of stuff, I make a video about it and then I put it out. And some of them do pretty well, some of them don't. So I kind of watch that to see maybe what videos I should be making. But rather than me watching the comments or views to see what people like, just put it in the comments if you don't like it or you do like it. I'll make sure I respond that way and make the videos that people want to see. All right, thanks.